all kind of shit back here.
All right, hello, welcome to the Diamond Lounge. You hear me, your host Donnie C, and of course,
what it do with your boy Scrappy Doo.
And this is the aftermath. We have a lot to discuss. We have an official president-elect, Mr. Joe Biden. I want to say Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
Is this the right live?
And Kamala Harris as the next VP, and some say hopefully the next president, but we'll talk about that later. But anyway, we also have some special guests talking with us today. I'm gonna go from newest to most familiar. So we have new to the Diamond Lounge, Mr. Young Dolomite himself. Too Much from the Too Much Game podcast. How you doing?
Yeah.
I'm all right. How y'all doing?
I see you came prepared.
Definitely. Got a ballistic. Yes.
Yes, it's the best.
Yes.
He's ready.
Got my ballistics ready.
Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that.
And, happy belated birthday.
Oh, happy belated birthday, homie.
Thank y'all.
And then we have not new, but kind of new. You know, this is his second time on the scene. Mr. Del P from the Man Cave. How you doing?
What's good?
I mean, he on combing his hair. This is very black of you.
Oh man! First of all, this is my off day. I recorded last night, so this is
I saw yourself last night as well. So no excuse.
It was a whole different version of me. I was fresh as hell. I'm out of there today. This is my off day.
You got the pick with the fist.
He said. Hey, I do too. I do too.
I
do too.
And we have one of our faves to the Diamond Lounge, Miss Red Couch herself, Miss Janae.
Hi everyone. How's everyone doing? Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right. So, like I said, this is the aftermath. We just got through. We finally have an elected president after a week of tallying votes.
Man.
States going back and forth, red and blue, people counting like they Brian McKnight. We finally have a president.
One.
You know?
And then I posted it on Instagram and tagged Donnie. I said, yo, this might be the funniest one, man.
It is a joke. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, why? And they still not done. The better still ain't done. Right.
So that's what I was about to ask. When I looked, they still waiting on like 3 more states, right?
I'm like, who is counting y'all votes? Did y'all get some 5-year-olds or something?
Yeah, I thought they had counted the little Asian dude who be doing the singing and counting and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But that was, like I said, I feel like everything about this election, I mean, literally everything about it has been just one huge cluster, excuse my French, fuck. And I'm like, that's why I'm relieved. I'm just glad it's over. But I saw earlier today, I don't know his name. I forgot his name. I don't know if y'all saw it. It was an anchorman. It's a black anchorman. And he was, of course, speaking about Joe winning, and he broke into tears. Like, he basically almost was sobbing. Did y'all see that?
Nah.
I don't even know his name. So I
did. Vine Jones. I think that's his name.
I think Jones. And so my thing was, at first I was like, okay, because when I first heard it, I was excited because I don't care what anyone says. It is a lesser two evils, and I was so glad Trump was out. But when he was, getting all emotional and crying about it, I was like, wait a minute, hold up now. Joe ain't the savior. I don't know if it was just that.
Yeah, like Martin Luther King came
president. I was like, wait a minute now. I don't know. So I really, like I said, I'm glad I have this mixed, diverse panel because I know we all don't do the same. I know I have some conservatives on here. I know I have some people that would have voted for Trump, but they could have on here. So I just want to, how do y'all feel about, where we are now? This is the aftermath. We have a president.
I'm going to speak on Vine Jones. He was crying. It was tearful. And I get, Joe is not the savior. I get that too. But if you are in some of those hostile states where, because I'm from Missouri, and Missouri was already, y'all see how it was red anyways, right? Missouri is highly conservative, but it's also, sorry to say this, very racist. People don't understand, like the Lake of the Ozarks up until the 80s was one of those sundown towns in the 80s. So, I mean,
real quick, can you explain what that means to some people?
Sundown town was if you was Black, you needed to get out of there before the sun went down. Right. And I know from experience, the racism and the profiling that happens in that state, because from experience. So when he was saying that, you know, he was happy that, you know, it wasn't anything about Joe being a savior. It's about the blatant racism that's out now, that people will becoming more comfortable with their, oh, I'm gonna call you a nigga if I want to, or oh, I'm gonna tell you to go back to your country if I want to, or oh, I'm gonna say this stuff because my president is saying the same thing. So if he can say it, then I can say it too, you know? And so I get where he was coming from. I really do.
Okay.
I do.
Fellas, what about y'all? I can
don't feel like we won shit, honestly. Cause it, like, on some real shit, you know, can I cuss? You know, I don't know.
I let people be themselves. Go ahead, do you?
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, you know, I don't know. Like, I cuss a lot on my show.
I know.
Like, I honestly just feel like we'd have been better off if we'd have sat the vote out and let whoever won, just because the way that the Democrat Party looks at the Black vote is like they just got us in the bag. Especially an election like this where they saw that we were so afraid of Trump, we hated Trump so much that even if they said we might bring back slavery, we were still gonna vote for them because we didn't want Trump in.
No.
Well, what was it about Biden that really made y'all want to vote for him?
What was it about Biden? Really, honestly, for me, it was more so about Kamala. For me, I wasn't just on the Biden train. I wanted Bernie. So
I think that's a consensus. I don't think there was nobody who didn't want Bernie like that. I felt like that last election. Like I honestly felt like it was a fluke that what's the name? That Hillary beat him. Like I don't see how she beat him, because I don't know anybody who voted for her over Bernie.
I do, because people are scared of the word socialism. People are scared of that. They are scared of the word socialist and socialism because they don't understand what it actually means. You know, they have this definition from, like, you know, when we talk about the Cold War and communism and socialism and how, oh, you know, it'll take from us and everybody. People are scared of that word because they don't actually understand what it means. So when he was going up for president, or, you know, whenever it's time to elect him, when they hear socialism, they're like, oh no, we got to back up because that goes against capitalism. So that's not for us.
People.
Huh?
I said that must have been the white people, because most niggas that I know, they was feeling the burn.
All right. What about you, Dale? How you feeling?
I'm with Dolomite, man. I mean, I don't feel like this is a because the question I think I gotta ask people is, y'all feel like Biden gonna run the same way Obama did? Because I would feel the type of way if he didn't move the same way he moved when he was vice president. It would look real crazy. Because it ain't like he ain't been in that position already. So it's gonna look crazy to me if he go in and start moving way different than what he was when he was vice president.
But the nigga got Alzheimer's. I don't think he gonna be running this motherfucker.
In what way? Wait, hold on. What do you mean moving differently?
I'm saying that's my question. Like, is he still gonna move the same way he was moving when he was with Obama?
No.
Honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is why I really wasn't just cutting for Biden. I can't recall, other than him just kind of being like the laid back dude in the background. I can't recall what was he doing when Obama was president. I don't.
But I'm just saying, what do vice presidents do when the president? What did I do?
Like, so that's why I'm like, when you say do you think he's gonna move the same way as that he was doing back then? Like, what was he doing back then? Like, well,
that's the question.
He was the tire on the back bumper of the Cadillac.
Yeah, like he was just there. So it's like that's what I'm. I don't really have an opinion on it because I'd rather see what he's gonna do.
The
Right
only
now,
thing
it's just a
we know
circus,
about
man.
Joe Biden is the fact that he's a racist.
What I'm really worried about right now, to be perfectly honest, with this whole race, forget the president. What's the Senate and the House gonna look like? Like that's what we really need to be like. The whole president thing, yeah, Trump needed to get out. I'm gonna tell y'all, for me, Trump needs to get out of office because he was an embarrassment for us to the rest of the world. Like if you traveled outside the country, that's an embarrassment to not have a competent president who didn't actually know politics, who didn't have decorum, who does not know how to speak. I mean, let's be honest. But regardless of that, having somebody, what does the House and the Senate, what is that going to look like? And how is that going to affect us? Because that's what hurt Obama his last term. The House and the Senate were Republican. So everything that he tried to pass, he could not pass because they were cutting it down on purpose. And Mitch McConnell came out and said it on purpose. He said, you saw what we did to Obama his last term with nothing getting through.
And he's still running. So that's why, and I'm so glad you pointed that out, because I'm like, when people say that, especially black people, I'm like, what do y'all get about politics? The president doesn't have power without the House Senate behind him. Donald Trump had all the power in the world because for the first part of his presidency, it was Republican in the House and the Senate. So all the stuff he wanted to do, he could do. All the stuff the Republicans wanted to do, they could do because they were just empowering each other because they had each other's back. So it's a different world when you have, okay, now we can see if we turn all seats blue, we can see what a Democratic presidency could actually look like. But we haven't really had the chance to see that fully with Obama. So when people go back and say, well, what did Joe and Obama do? Well, they did something for me. I don't know about y'all, but student loans helped me a lot. But
yeah,
you can't really fully see, because even that the whole Obamacare, that as much as they hate Obamacare, that's what they finally agreed upon. That's what the Republicans finally agreed upon. So when y'all say it sucks and it's trash, this is the plan that y'all made him come up with. That y'all finally said, okay, we'll agree to this plan. So if it sucks and it's trash, that's what y'all wanted. That's not what he started off with. And so to take that down, I mean, yeah, fine, take it down, whatever. But again, the reason why they couldn't take that down was because I know people hate to hear this, but there are more probably white people that receive benefit from Obamacare than everybody else. So you can't take away their health plan if you don't have a backup plan, and they never had one. Because they never wanted it in the first place. Like they didn't want to help the people. And that's why I'm probably more conservative in my beliefs in other areas, but I can't vote Republican because they just force self in that top 10%. Now I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Let me become a billionaire. I don't know what I'm be talking about then.
You gotta vote for what fits you.
That's the part people gotta pay attention to.
A lot of people are voting against their interest because they like the motherfucker who running. Like me, I've been voting Republican because shit, I make good money. Like I'm an entrepreneur. Like a lot of what they offer helps me, so I vote for me. Like I'm not voting for, oh well, what about the niggas on welfare? Shit, hey man, I'm taking care of family members that's on welfare. So in order for me to take care of them, I gotta have more money for myself. So I vote for what my interests are, and I tell my family members, like, if y'all feel like the Democrat Party is gonna help y'all, vote for the motherfuckers. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Like I feel like all black people, we should be honestly looking at what because I don't know about y'all state, but us, we get a little book in the mail before it's time to vote, and it tells us what all the props are, who all the candidates are, what all their platforms are. A lot of niggas don't even look at that shit. They just like, okay, I'm voting for all the Democrats. Okay, this name looks good.
We'll get that.
But you can go online. They tell us to look our ballot up online.
Yeah,
we don't have a book, but they tell us here in Texas you could look it up online.
Well, yeah, you can.
I got email.
But a lot of niggas will honestly sit up here and argue for hours on Instagram or in person at work, and they literally don't know shit about what they talking about. They just like, oh, well, these Republicans, they so racist. They just racist. Trump's like, you'll argue with a nigga for 45 minutes and he won't name one fact. It'll just be these people are racist and Joe Biden want to do all this stuff for the black people. And I'm like, what does he want to do? Like, could you name that? Could you like give me a link to that motherfucker?
See, that's not the reason why I voted for him. I don't vote in the interest of, because I don't feel the president should just represent one group of people. He's over the whole country. So to say like what they're going to do for black people, no, what are you going to do for the country as a whole? Because
Right.
I mean, we have to work for ourselves to do stuff for ourselves. And one thing that's keeping us from doing that is the fact that we won't unite because we keep these petty arguments going against, towards.
Yeah, but with me,
Janae, you muted yourself.
yeah, I'm gonna say the biggest reason that I always ask, are we getting for us, is because everybody else gets something for them. Like everybody else has a specific thing. And I'm getting feedback on somebody.
Are y'all hearing that echo?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody scream real loud. Okay, yeah, she must have had her screen real loud. But yeah, like I honestly feel like a lot of groups get a specific tangible thing. Like when you look at the Latinos and the border thing, and the homosexuals getting a marriage, and all the other groups, they get like a specific thing. But when it come to us, we gotta hope for everybody's thing to help us. And I'm waiting for something for us as well as everybody else, because we all gonna do our thing no matter who or what is in office. Like we all gonna find a way to get our shit, but it's like I'm waiting for a motherfucker to have an agenda that's gonna help us.
And see, and that's the thing I agree with, because I'm like I said, like Janae said, what I didn't like about Trump, amongst many things, was that he wasn't for all America, and he made that blatantly obvious that he was not for all America. Like he had a set group that he was looking out for. But at the same time, I don't think that a president is supposed to just say, well, I'm just going to do this just for this community. It's kind of like I don't know, I feel it's a fine line, because on one hand, yes, you're not supposed to just be for one community, but at the same time, honey, look at the community that supported you and got you there. And that is, for the most part, the Black voters.
Exactly.
We are, I mean, like I said during one of my lives or whatever, Black voters are still the predominant Democratic support backbone that they have out there, right? But there was a rise in Republican Black voters, both male and female. Last, I think it was 20% men or 18% of the Black men, and I forgot the women, was like 8% of women, Black women. Either way, it was a rise on both sides for the Republican Party. So I'm like, I feel like there is a shift coming, but at the same time, I feel like Democrats need to realize we are the ones keeping y'all afloat. So even though, yes, you are supposed to be for all America, you need to be making sure that this Black America is doing good.
Exactly.
Like, how are you going out for us and improving our lives in some kind of way? Because we are the reason why you are still here.
Exactly. And that's all I'm saying. Like, they know they need our vote. So for them to basically say, just like when Ice Cube came and said he want to do the whole little platinum plan, for them to say, oh yeah, wait till after the election. I'm like, come on, dog.
But that platinum plan, like I read that platinum plan, y'all.
Yeah.
That platinum plan wasn't shit. I'm sorry.
But this is the thing. What Ice Cube did though,
I'd rather a nigga give me an empty promise than no promise at all.
No, but it was very empty, because of the fact that some of the things that were on that platinum plan were already on Mitch. Like they were already in the, on the floor. Like they were already supposed to be talking about it. But also, if Trump was serious about it, that's what I'm saying. Like I would have respected him more and maybe swayed it. I wouldn't went that way. But I would have respected him more if he had said, you know what, Q, fine. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off on this thing that's already there. I'm gonna tell Mitch to go ahead and sign off on this thing. There. Get this approved before elections to show you I am serious and committed about it, because it's already presented. You didn't bring anything new really, except for something that benefited him, his own interest. But as far as for the community as a whole, that stuff it's already out there. It just needs to be approved by Mitch and then approved by Donald. So if he really wanted to do it, he could have did it.
Nah, he wasn't gonna do it.
I know. That's what I was saying. I'm like, this platinum plan is a joke, and talking about it is a joke.
Biden's gonna do it.
We gotta see. That's why I said, like, when I said I didn't get the whole crying bit, because I'm like, Biden is still a white man that has said disparaging things to me in the past. He still got to prove something to me. He still got to show me something. So I'm not just.
I think it was more so based on people they just wanted him out of there. I don't really think it mattered who the fuck ran. I think if the bottom line is they wanted him out of there, like it's like you got to shit done.
No, it kind of mattered a little, because Kanye didn't win.
Man, look, if Kanye would have won, I definitely would have left. Like, I'm done. If I'm upset at the fact that he got as many votes as he did, because that is the most
he got 50,000.
But see, that's the only thing I respected about. But that's the only thing I respected about the Trump situation, because he made any motherfucker believe that if you want to do something,
he did do
that. Go ahead and go for it and shoot for it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing.
But he's a businessman. I don't think people forget that. Like, Trump is a business-minded dude. So it's like his mentality is not going to be like everybody that's on this panel right now. Because his whole thing is, what else can I do to sit here and make money? Trump probably made a shitload of money being in office and wasn't worried about nothing else. Because it's all about, he's a businessman. He don't care about the logic.
But he was also, let's be real, he was also trying to avoid his lawsuits. That's why, and this is why I never understood about Trump becoming
Oh no, he's going to jail now.
Yeah, because he lost that immunity. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how did y'all elect a man to office that has all these allegations against him that's pending, and y'all was sitting here mad about some damn emails from Hillary? Like, what the hell?
There's really no rules to being a president.
Yeah, but the thing
Not anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is, like I keep telling motherfuckers about Donald Trump. Like, everybody been calling him an idiot, and that's easy to do because he's not a good communicator and shit like that. But the smartest thing you can do in any negotiation is to make the person that you're negotiating against think you stupider than you are.
Yep.
And Trump is a master of that shit. Like, everybody
I wouldn't call him an idiot.
Everybody think he the biggest idiot on the planet. Everybody calling him stupid, yet this motherfucker's a billionaire and the president. Like, a lot of times
That's because of his daddy's money, though.
But
it ain't because of his daddy's money.
But think about how many people have been millionaires and went broke, and then look at him.
He is broke.
I think he will get called idiot because saying, like,
how many times has he went bankrupt?
Shit like
but
that.
See, no, this is the thing. See, this is why I don't like when people worship his money. Y'all don't. The thing about getting rich, that's why I said when I become a billionaire, I might be changing up on y'all. Because the thing about getting rich is you learn the loopholes that keep you there.
Exactly.
If you are smart about it. He is smart on that aspect of learning the loopholes to keep him in a position to look wealthy, because he knows how to play with taxes and stuff like that. He knows how to, make it work for him. But he ain't spreading that for the American people, though. That's why I'm saying, like, he is not a benefit to the American people. He's a benefit to himself.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that at all. Yeah, like that, we all know that. Like, that's a consensus. I'm just saying in general, like, it takes a level of intelligence to be able to maintain even the image of having it like that. The way that this motherfucker keeps slipping out of everything, like, remember when he was being impeached, homeboy talked for 3 hours snitching on this nigga, and wouldn't nothing stick to this motherfucker? Like,
no, he got out of that because of the Republicans in control.
Yeah,
he got impeached. That's what I'm saying. It matters about those houses. If you don't have all them houses in order, meaning all them houses need to be one color, you're not gonna get anything.
Because Democrats wanted them.
Yeah, but even when you was listening to that, the way homeboy was snitching on him, even the way that Trump was talking to this motherfucker, like, he was on some mafia shit. Like,
because he knew what he had control of.
Don't do this or don't do that. It was but I'm talking about, remember when his lawyer was doing that whole long memorandum when they had him on the stand, and he was like, yeah, Trump never actually told me to pay a prostitute. He would just say, make this go away. Like, Trump is one of the motherfuckers that just knows how to do little shit.
A sociopath?
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm saying, like, in the streets, that's the talent. Like,
that's a sociopath. You still a sociopath.
I feel like that was the appeal to black men, is that y'all saw how he could move in the streets.
Yeah, he was the street nigga. Like, he was the ultimate street nigga. Like I've been saying this shit since he got elected. Like, Trump is the first nigga in office. Like, he's the first black person. Trump is the first nigga.
I don't want a nigga in office.
I don't want a nigga in office.
I didn't say I wanted the nigga in office. See, like,
he's saying, like, he was the like, he ran that bitch. Like,
he was Suge Knight as the president.
I don't want Suge.
Yeah,
I don't want Suge in office.
That's how I said the same shit. I say, man, he run this mother like Death Row.
It's embarrassing. I'm sorry, but it's embarrassing.
But the thing is, in like an endearing way. I'm just saying, like the way that motherfucker was talking about how stupid he was. I'm like, he ain't no stupid motherfucker. That motherfucker smart. But like with I keep forgetting this nigga name, Biden. Like Biden kept showing me that he's no smarter than Trump. Like every time I would watch the debates, I'm like, damn, like all this nigga, all Biden had to literally do was just sit there, watch Trump look stupid, and just say what he was gonna do. That was better. Like it was easy. Like it was a layup. Trump made it so easy, but Biden is so like he's dense as well.
He feeds into the BS, which is his problem.
Like this nigga
that was the goal.
And then you go jump into the hole with him. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, my nigga?
True, like, but that's why you surround yourself with cabinet members that'll help you out. Because if you notice in the other debates, like he calmed down a whole bunch. He stopped getting pulled into stuff. See, that's when that shows me that you're smart, is when you learn from your first mistake and you figure it out. Trump ain't learned from nothing. I'm sorry. He ain't learned from nothing at all. Joe saw the way he operated in that first debate. For Joe, he was thinking, oh, this is going to be civilized like all the rest of these people. But Trump ain't civilized. Like you said, he a street nigga. And don't nobody want that in office. Like, I don't care what nobody says. That represented me, and I travel to different countries, is an embarrassment. It is embarrassing. And it has always been embarrassing. To hear him get up there and talk about shithole countries, like, that is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So,
and then you go visit that place.
You don't need to represent this country.
Where he going now? Shit.
And I think what the problem is, I don't know this. I don't know if people gonna get mad at this, or whatever. But I feel like Trump spoke to people's their own personal defaults, because it's a lot easier, or it makes it a lot easier for you to say, well, you know what, I'm just accept you how you are, so that way you accept me how I am, and neither one of us gotta do better.
It was like
we ain't gotta be better. We ain't gotta act better. So we're gonna be in it together.
White House as you are, nigga.
Yeah,
against you. Come on in, buddy.
No, for real.
It was more hilarious than anything. Like I was telling my mom, I was like, this presidency was like a reminder of something that like my granddaddy told me when I was little. Like, no matter who in the office, you got to do what you got to do. Like, that motherfucker up in that White House don't really affect shit in your life. Like, you gonna have to do, nigga, no matter who in the office, you gonna have to work to make your money. No matter who in the office, life gonna be life. And having Donald Trump in office let me know, like, we literally got a motherfucker that don't even want to be there in there.
I've been saying that
from
his first presidency. I'm like, y'all realize doing everything.
He ran. I think he ran as a joke, honestly.
Yeah, I think he really did
run as a joke. He said it in an interview like a long time ago. He said, if I wanted to win a presidency, all I have to do is run as a Republican.
Yeah,
because they're stupid. The base is stupid, so they'll vote me in anyways. That's exactly what he said about Republicans.
Yeah, but it was true though.
Because the thing is, like, I was registered Republican until Trump ran, and then I went independent, because I was like, ain't no way in hell I'm voting for this motherfucker. But then when he won, it was just like, as long as World War III don't happen,
we was close.
Shit.
We was close.
I don't know. I feel like we was close. Let's get on to this, because like how Janae said earlier, Trump he emboldened a lot of racists. He really did. And I don't care what people want to, I know people don't want to see that or to believe it, but he really did. He emboldened a lot of racists. That's why he brought it to life again. Like, AmeriKKKa is a very racist
it is
place.
Yeah.
But it was in a state where, you know what, it was becoming taboo to be openly racist.
So you got the green light now.
Yeah, but when he gets in office, it's like they got lit up again. Like, yeah, we back. It's back 1960.
That's how he won. He went and attacked the small counties.
Exactly.
Like, people keep bitching about Texas being red, and I'm steady telling people there's like 4,200 small counties in Texas. It's gonna be hard as shit to turn it blue.
Yeah, because the main
Huntsville, Tyler, like He went right after them, and it was smart. Like you can be mad at it, but you can't knock it. Like it was a smart move.
And that's what I'm
It
saying.
was a smart move. It's like, yo, the only way I'm gonna come in. To me, the biggest thing that it showed is people gotta. He exposed that ain't shit changed in America.
Yeah,
so it's like in a way, you can be mad at him, and then you can be like, how you mad at him for being a product of his environment?
Yep, that's true.
He's a rich white man. He's showing you this is real. This is what it really is. That's why he won't
be mad at him being a product of his environment.
One of the
environment to me.
White America. At some point, y'all gotta. It's white America, no matter how you cut it. It's white America.
I can't think of the guy's name. It's an anchor on CNN. He said America is different from everybody else. You know, first of all, America's young. You know, and second of all, we are built on racism. Like that's what not our forefathers, but the people who established this country built it on racism and exclusion. We got to be honest about that. And so whenever we see it go away, you know, it's because, you know, they go away because they start to wake up. But then Trump, like y'all said, Trump bought it out. Brought it back up to the forefront. Like, hey, America is still what America was founded on. It's still based on the exclusive.
So can you really get mad at that if that's the truth?
Yes, because this is why someone like him is so dangerous. Hitler, y'all have to think about, think about Hitler. He came to power because he spoke to that weaker. He spoke to people's insecurities. He spoke to people's fear. He spoke to a group of people that felt like they were losing their power or had lost their power.
You know where Hitler got his policies from? America.
But that's what I'm saying. So, but if you're not learning from your history and doing better, you're gonna repeat it. And look at us, we repeated it with Donald Trump. He came back he rolled back on that same train, and then he wanted to do the same thing about taking out stuff from history books, the facts, and making it and whitewashing it. Well, it's still whitewashed, but making it even more white.
They keep saying that racism, systematic racism, doesn't exist.
Real. Like that's a dangerous thing to keep a next generation of people.
But shit, Joe Biden is part of systematic racism.
Yeah. He is. That's why I say, look, I told y'all, I'm not. I wouldn't judge no one.
Like, do you think Kamala's any better, honestly? Because I'm from California.
Do.
That's the reason. That's us in California. We know how bad she is. That's why a lot of us don't fuck with her.
But she was doing her job though. Like y'all get mad about that. She was a prosecuting attorney.
To be is not your job.
You said what?
Keeping niggas in prison longer than they have to be is not her job.
Well, if you do a crime, what are you supposed to do?
The DA don't set the sentence though. Like it's
a
lot that goes into that, man.
It's a lot more than goes in. She was still doing her job.
It's like you gotta understand what. Let's be honest, man. Our culture is we tend to find ourselves in the system.
We're an enabling culture. Just say it.
So you can't always go with she's going after the niggas if the niggas are the main ones getting in trouble.
That's it. To
me,
you
can't really attack her. It's like being a cop, right? At some point, I gotta give a fucking ticket out. Some point.
Yeah.
But if I keep pulling over blacks who don't have a driver license or driving with drugs, and this is just what it is, you can't pin me for this is what it is. Majority of our culture, we put ourselves in that position and then complain about the position that our culture is in.
Yeah.
Complain about the consequences.
That's why I don't like I don't like those free such and such, free Boosie, free like. But wait a minute, did they kill somebody? Why are y'all talking about free these people?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from though. Like, but it's also you got to pay attention to what the media is putting out there, because if you ain't going and actually reading these trials that she was in, these situations she was put in, and why these situations happen. You can't watch CNN and be like, man, fuck her because she's messing over all the blacks. Okay, you gonna read what happened?
No, I'm from California. Like a lot of like, you know, like with my homeboys, like non-violent offenders. Like my homeboy got 5 and did 9 because them motherfuckers was they was holding him up. Like he like, damn, my nigga, like these motherfuckers is bringing up old charges and shit, and I can't get out. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, my nigga. And, you know, like we looking at who's above shit, who we got to write the letters to. And I seen her name on some of the motherfuckers we had to write letters to. Like, god damn, my nigga, this bitch is cold to the motherfucker. He like, yeah, I think she black. Her last name Harris. And like that's the reason, like a lot of black people, like from where.
But what were the old charge? I mean, I guess this is my thing.
I mean,
like,
what was she supposed to do? Because you black, I'm supposed to give you a pass?
Nah, you ain't supposed to get a pass because you black, but just little shit like that. Like a lot of us, we got a bad taste in our mouth about her.
Right. And like I said, respectfully so them.
But you're saying they were still getting caught up for old charges. So it was still stuff. It was still crimes.
But that's the system. That's the way the system is. That's not the person. It's the system.
That's not Kamala. It's just
you know, like because I get mad by seeing Greg Abbott name just because I used to see him on my goddamn child support papers. Greg Abbott ain't got shit to do with me being on child support. Every time I see that motherfucking name, I got pissed off. So it's like
I'm not.
Yeah, because that
I don't have no problems.
Yeah, because that's what it was with us. We like, man, this motherfucker right here. Like it's just like judges out here. Like it's a lot of motherfucking judges out here that we don't fuck with because it's like, oh, here come this motherfucker. Like, you know, I don't like if y'all ain't
the judge and the DA are two different things. She's not a judge.
But the DA is the prosecutor in your case. Right. And
but
that's what I'm saying.
If the system set up and let's say, like for instance, they legalizing weed, at some point everybody's gonna start pointing out that at what point are we gonna let people out there sitting there for weed?
They're not.
Right. Right.
They
so
but haven't they started it?
They got changed.
New Jersey's already done it.
Yeah, because at this point, it's like
here, but they not letting no niggas out of prison for it.
Yes, they are.
It's the system, dog. You get paid per body, bro.
Exactly.
Each body that's in jail is worth some money.
Yeah,
and then it's like they don't teach.
Weed is legal now.
It hasn't gotten to the state that the homies are in, but it's being done. Because it's being decriminalized, so it's being done. Once they do that, then they got to start letting folks out of jail. Like
but you got
to let nobody out because weed is legal for recreational use in California.
Right, but let me ask this then. With that being said, right, you're saying anybody getting out with that charge, right? If someone spent the last 5 to 10 years in jail. You what is it? Institutionalized, right? Bring them back to society. 10 years is a long time. Mm-hmm. Think about what we were doing 10 years ago. So what are we gonna do? It's fine. I'm all for letting them out, but what are we gonna do to help them? Because life is different now.
Mm-hmm. That's
so
true.
What are we gonna do after you saying? I get it. I'm with you with the let people out. You know, fuck the system. But what's the game plan? We let these people back out. Your mental is not the same, bro.
See, that's why I think like
go ahead.
That's why I think like them last like year or two that you have in jail, they should be spending that getting you back ready to, you know what I'm saying?
Actually,
right.
To get back
but
into the
should
real
we
world.
really?
They make you do that shit on your own. Like a lot of my boys who got out and did well, it was because while they was locked up, they was doing it.
Yeah.
Them niggas was going to school on their own. They was reading on their own. Like
of
that
course.
In prison ain't trying to help you get no fucking better.
Not here in the United States. That's not what prison is about.
Like
but also, what's wrong with us establishing these groups in our communities? So when they get out, we have a way of embracing them and helping them out. Like we got to get. At some point, we have to, you know, we y'all said this is white America. So at what point do we get together and say, okay, since this is white America, what can we do to help ourselves? Like, if we know when they come out, they gonna have this mentality. I know, because you know, everybody got somebody who been in prison in their family, you know. But you have to say, like, what can we do to make sure they stay out? What can we do as a Black community to make sure they stay out instead of depending on white America to make sure that happens? The
thing about that, though, Janae, is that's a really hard thing to do, because a lot of it comes back to the person the individual, because you have to want to do better for yourself. Like you can set up all the programs in the world, but that person has to actually want to invest in it for themselves and do better, and not stay in a mentality of what you're going to do for me. And that's where I feel like our struggle is, because you can put all these programs out there, but if someone doesn't have their mentality that, okay, well, I'm gonna use this to help myself actually do better, as opposed to I'm gonna just use this to just be
it forever and ever
until they say I can't do no more, and then when they start saying I can't do no more, I'm gonna start complaining about, oh my God, y'all just kicking me out. Like it's a mind thing.
Yeah, and then like you say, they got to be in it for themselves, because I done seen niggas when they get out, they used to get put on jobs and all that shit. But just because they ain't getting the bread that whoever else getting, or they ain't shining like somebody else getting, then they start you got to pass money, and then they get themselves locked right back up because they can't be patient.
But the system, though, man. If I got a felony, you know how hard it is to find a job, bro.
Yeah, but for the most part, like I like, you know, I got a gang of homeboys who I fuck with, because, you know, full disclosure, I'm a gang member. Like a lot of my homeboys who get locked up, like when they call me and shit like that, and we talk, like I always tell them, my nigga, while you in there, learn a trade. Like if them motherfuckers offer a trade, my nigga, like learn how to work on cars, or, you know, go to fucking.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, because the thing is, in California, like they got fire camp. I don't know how they do prison out there where y'all at, but like out here, them motherfuckers got fire camp. They show you how to be a full ass firefighter, but then when you get out, they won't allow you to be a firefighter because of your fucking felony.
And see, but that makes no sense. Okay, okay. So saying that, it makes no sense to invest in that as a career option. Like you said, the whole trade thing, I respect that more. I've never been, yes, I'm college educated, but that's because that's what I want to do and what I needed to do for my field. I respect trade so much more though, because honey, you can do the same thing, make the same kind of money, because you can get a trade and then make it your own. Have a different, like I said, change your mindset. Have a business-minded mindset of saying, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. So I'm gonna learn this trade, and can't nobody tell me I can't get a job because I'm gonna make my own.
Yeah, because my homeboy, he did 15 years, and his first full 365-day year out of prison, that nigga made 6 figures.
Yeah. But that means you have to, like you said, he had the mindset of when he got out, he wasn't gonna try to be like, because a lot of people don't. He wasn't going to try to, like, you know, he wasn't trying to go back. He changed his mindset. And I like what Scrap said. Sometimes people don't like the process of, when I get out, it's not going to be immediate that I'm going to be making money and I'm going to be shining on these hoes and all that other stuff. Like, you know, sometimes it's a process that you have to wait a while until you start making your money. But they get blindsided by, well, I used to make this much money when I did this.
Or I know if I do this again, I'll make it quick.
I'm gonna make it quick.
Just by seeing their homeboys, you know what I'm saying? They partners on, and they like, shit, nigga, the whole time we've been out here free, so we stacking and all this shit. So now you started from square one.
You gotta start over.
You gotta start over, and you ain't patient enough to start over, because you ready to get right to where we at.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yeah, like, but the thing is, in the street, it's something that, you know, a lot of motherfuckers, as far as like real street niggas, got to understand, and this is something that I always tell my younger homies, like, nigga, when you go to prison, you die in the eyes of the street. Don't nobody give a fuck about you. Ain't nobody gonna look out for you. The only motherfucker gonna send you money is your mom and your girl. The streets don't give a fuck about you, nigga. When you in there, learn some shit that's gonna get you out the street when you get out, because the streets is dead for you when you get out. Don't come back and try to get back hustling. Don't come back and try to hit your old plug up. Don't come fucking with the same niggas that didn't give you shit when you was locked up. When you get out this motherfucker, try to learn how to drive trucks or wheel or work on cars or fucking brakes or some shit. Because the streets is done, you hot now, my nigga. And that's how you gonna stay out.
The only problem with that, D, because that's awesome, that's great, and I'm glad you are that voice.
And then the game different by the time you come out.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you have voice, but they'll have like 10 other voices that's saying the opposite.
That's why how about we say that before? But how about we say that before they even go in? But like, I think that should be said to keep people out of trouble.
In high school, like I tell my little homies and shit, because, you know, like I always tell them, like, the thing is, my nigga, like, you looking at niggas my age, you know, a lot of the niggas my age, like from my set, that gang bang, like a lot of these niggas making most of their money working. They just like, it's the image of a gang member that they enjoy, so they trying to make it seem like they getting it out the street. But my nigga, like, you got a mechanic shop, my nigga, you work on cars 90% of the time. You just sell a little bit of weed. Quit trying to tell these little niggas that you this big dope boy.
That's your side hustle.
It's like, you trying to romanticize the bullshit. Like, nigga, you supposed to be trying to help these niggas get up out of this shit. Like, with me, I'm telling, like, my little homies, like, something that I would tell motherfuckers all the time. Like, yes, I'm a gang member, but it was because of mistakes I made when I was young. But it's not something that I glorify. It's something that I use to help younger gang members get up off that bullshit. Like, my nigga, yeah, if you made the decision to get put on, that's on you. A lot of us made that decision out of ignorance. But you don't gotta go to the finish line of gang banging, which is prison and death, my nigga. You could work and still be respected, my nigga. Like, you can have a family and still be respected. Like, I don't live in my hood. I live 80 miles down the fucking road in the suburbs. Like, nigga, my neighbors is Trump supporters. Like, I live around a bunch of old white motherfuckers. I live in the suburbs. But, like, you know, they all know I'm from a gang. Like, it is what it is. That's not the fly thing about me. And I tell my little homies that shit all the time. Like, the reason I still speak how I speak on my show is because I want to relate to motherfuckers who want to move forward out of the bullshit that they in. Like, if I was to clean up my image and wear suits and be like, yes, guys, hi, this is young Dolomite. Like, they don't want to listen to that
Can't
shit.
relate to that.
You can't relate to them. I get it. I get that.
Look and sound like them talking that shit that they want to hear. So it's like, my nigga, like, you can do all this shit legal. And as the community, like, I'm like, it's one of my big pushes, like something that I always tell motherfuckers, because I do feel like, I'm not saying that black people as a whole should be Republican, but I do feel like there needs to be alternatives to how we move politically. Like, I do feel like we do need more black Republicans to make our voice heard, or let me say, make it more respected in the political process. Like, I don't feel like these parties respect us, because a lot of them know for a fact a lot of us are just gonna vote Democrat because that's how we feel like we should vote. A lot of motherfuckers, us on this panel, pay attention, but y'all can't tell me y'all don't talk to niggas all day who don't pay attention to shit. They just know who they gonna vote for, period.
I mean, you're right. Like, I don't know if y'all saw that video or
they
that
know who they gonna vote for before the motherfuckers even start running.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But look, like, I don't know, did y'all see that video of the dude, the teenager, his first time voting, and his mom, she tried to tell him who to vote for. So she tried to tell him to go vote for Biden.
Cussed his ass out.
He went and voted for independent, and she was cussing out. So she was yelling. Yeah, so she was out mad at him in the car. I told you who to vote for, but I'm like, and I was looking at me, I was like, I mean, it might suck that he voted independent, but at the same time, you can't just tell him who to vote for. Like, give him reasons of why he needs to vote this way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, exactly. and I feel like, so I agree with you on that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not just ecstatic that Biden won. I mean, I'm happy Trump is out, but I'm not just ecstatic Biden won just because I feel like he is just some phenomenal change. Because what America has shown me is, you got to show me what you're gonna do. But I'm willing to give him that chance to show me. Like Trump had a chance to show me. He didn't show me.
He didn't show me nothing.
So I'm willing to give Biden that chance to show me something different. But I also understand if he has the support of the Senate and the House. Now, if you got that and you still not coming for black people, you still not doing anything for us or as a community, you still not. America still is looking like a shithole place.
I'm trying to vote your ass out too.
Yeah, like I'm not just going.
But like Dolomite has said, that at the end of the day, regardless of whoever in the goddamn office,
you gotta do for yourself.
You still gotta do for yourself.
That's
and stop
true.
trying to depend on other motherfuckers to make your life better.
True.
No,
That's
you
true.
make your life better. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta take serious steps on what to do, you know, and stop trying to depend on what, you know, superiors or whatever the high up's gonna do.
I'm gonna say this just because I'm one of the two women on the panel. I don't vote Republican because they don't value my rights as a woman. And I'm being truthful. See, y'all don't have anybody telling y'all, oh, you can't do this, this, and this with your bodies. You can't do this and this. Like, anybody that wants to control the fact that I want to take birth control, anybody that wants to control the fact, do y'all know that we have to pay taxes on our things that we need every month? Y'all know we have to pay a tax on that?
No, they don't know that. They don't know that.
We have to pay taxes on something that we need biologically every month. We bleed every month. We have to pay taxes on our pads and sanitary napkins. And see, that comes from the stuff that people put in legislation that we have no control over. So somebody that's telling me that pro-life is not my choice, like I don't have a choice over what I get to do with my body, I'm not going to vote for that ever. ever, because ain't nobody gonna tell me what I can do with my body, because it's mine. Nobody controls what y'all can do. Y'all can have babies all over the place, and nobody's gonna talk about y'all. We have a baby out of wedlock, and we don't want it, and we get talked about. Or we have a baby out of wedlock, and we do keep it, and we need a little bit of help or assistance because we're not getting it from the father. And now we a welfare queen. That's not fair. I'm just saying. So for me, for the rest of my life, anybody that tries to control what I do with my body will never get my vote. Point blank.
Respect that.
Yeah, it makes sense. But like, you see, like me in general, like the reason that I'm independent. Like I was telling one of my homeboys, like, nigga, I honestly wish like with Bernie, like I wish Bernie ran on a whole different fucking ticket, like not Democrat, like whatever the fuck part, like Orange Party, whatever the fuck you want to say, and we all voted for that motherfucker. Like I just feel like the fact that we feel like it's only 2 people we can vote for every year puts us at a fucking disadvantage.
Well, like, Kanye got a lot of
man, fuck Kanye.
That nigga got a lot of votes.
That nigga got like 50,000. Some people still voted for him, bro.
How many people are in the United States? Like that shit was a lot compared to 0. Like it wasn't a lot compared to what Trump and Biden got. Like, nigga, I'm fucking what's that nigga name? I forgot his name. Homeboy
Joe Jorgensen
ran against George Bush and Clinton.
Oh, that's the woman.
Ross Perot.
Wait, yeah, Ross Perot got more votes than fucking Kanye got, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like the Nader effect or whatever. Like, we get that every couple of fucking elections. But like if we really had a strong third candidate running, like I feel like it would be a better political process. And
I get what you're saying. So you're saying like because of the clout that Bernie had, he could have been that person to open up a legit third party that actually had a chance. Because now all these other third parties, to me, y'all never had. I honestly never even hear about who the people are.
And that's what I'm saying.
Because when you voted, you seen the other 2. That was way down here at the bottom. I forgot what they shit.
But I mean, but if I'm saying like they never.
They make you think that it's nobody else exists.
Exactly.
Because nobody knows.
I think it was libertarian or something else.
They know, but the thing is,
like, the Green Party, libertarian.
If you Google the shit, they're gonna put it like right there. It's just Democrat, Republican. But then people not going to go and click to see what else is going on. They're putting it in front of you.
Like you're not finna go to the 7th search bar. Like you only gonna check the first 5 results, and if it ain't in there, it ain't on Google.
That's not good though, because those the way Google set up, those are just the most popular ones. That don't
it's the most search.
Like somebody could literally be saying, "Hey man, I'm gonna give black people reparations," but we gonna vote Democrat because we ain't even see the reparation, nigga. Like we like.
I think we would know that. If
I don't think so because that was when they all first started running. That she
put that out there. Stay with the
I forgot her name, but she was talking about it. Yeah, I think so because there was literally episode 1 of my show. I talked about that shit. Like I ran down all the candidates that was gonna run, and I was like, that white lady saying that she gonna give us reparations, but I know ain't nobody gonna vote for her ass. They gonna.
Oh wait, are you talking about Elizabeth Warren?
No, it was the lady who you said. It was Mary.
Yeah, that was my girl. She's very. If y'all know who she is, y'all know that quote. Our deepest fears. Do y'all know that one?
What? Just my deepest fear.
Our deepest fears is that we are not adequate.
Yeah, we are not adequate. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's a very popular quote because it got popularized because of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, he said it, and so people kept associating with that he wrote it, but he just got it from her. Mm-hmm. And so, but anyway, that's what made me. I've been following her ever since then because I got that book, and I was like, it's full of a lot of inspirational crap, whatever. But not crap.
I mean, I think,
damn. I mean, it's full of inspirational stuff, but what she was saying, she's a very spirit. I knew she wasn't going to win because that's not the place America's in, but everything about her is very spiritual, loving, like come together. you're elevating your spirit kind of stuff. I'm like, girl, you're not gonna win because that's not America right now. Like,
so you ain't
still evangelical.
you're not getting
you're a little bit too peaceful right now.
And conservative.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the fact that somebody like her, who I think a lot of people would want to vote for and would want to see in the White House, is not gonna get no type of votes. The same people who probably looked at everything she said and loved it is gonna vote for Biden.
No, see, I was looking at her. I was waiting for her to. I was like, I hope she make it. I hope she make it because I'm going for her. And she didn't make it past with the little primaries. She didn't make it at all. So
it takes for the voices that believe in her to actually speak up for her. But a lot of us is like, okay, who's the Democrat? We're gonna go for that motherfucker.
And it also take money too. Like, how much money did she have back?
That's right. She was struggling to raise money. She would like I think the last debate or the last two debates that they had when they were trying to fish out or weed out the Democrats, she couldn't even make it on the stage because all of this about money.
Yeah,
get the money up to get on there.
But how many of us are really donating when the motherfuckers send them little emails and be like, yeah, you can just do $1 campaign. A lot of motherfuckers ain't doing
shit. I donated to Bernie.
God damn, Donnie.
I donated to Bernie.
Look,
I got Bernie some money.
And that's good, but I'm just saying, though, a lot of us need to do shit
when
like
it comes to stuff like that. I'll be like, let your white people support you.
But that's the reason that they win. Because
I know.
Put that money up. They gonna get that money. They gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna send like I'm, like I told y'all, like I was registered Republican for a real long time, right? Like I get emails from the Trump campaign. I mean, like literally like 20 of them a day. Like, and all of them got a link to donate to the campaign. It's a lot of them. Like I got a new email right now from the Trump campaign right now that just came.
They need some money for them lawsuits, and he needs some money so he could try to stay out of jail. Once he need money for them lawyers.
He's saying, they're trying to steal the election. Oh, they're trying to steal the election. You gotta send $5. Oh, you $5. I need $30. Send $30.
Y'all not send that man any money. He trying to get an airplane out of here. Y'all better stop supporting him.
But see, the thing is, just like how we all laughing at that shit, there's somebody in fucking Tupelo, Mississippi right now. Like, I gotta send this $10.
That's somebody else in Texas.
But I'm saying though. But this is what I mean. There's somebody who's looking at these emails and they sending that money. Us, we see a candidate that we really fuck with, and we ain't gonna send them shit.
You right.
We hope they make that shit. We gonna hope they get on stage. Like I
have nothing to say about that. Donate. I know a lot of like my grandparents donated, my parents donated, so that's why I know to donate. Like they donated to help the candidate that they wanted to win, and so it's built in me, and we can't say let's put a class level with that. Let's not just say no black people donate. That upper class black they donate. That upper middle class donates. If they have extra money to donate, they're going to donate. The working class, they ain't got no money to donate. They just trying to survive.
No, they got money.
Working class.
Hey, anybody got some Jordans in their house?
Hey, that's stupid decisions. That's not good money. That's dumb decisions.
That's money.
I'm a teacher. I know kids who come to school with Jordans on and ain't got no pencil and paper to write with.
But I'm saying though, niggas got money for what they want.
Yeah.
So if you want the right president, you got money for that shit. Like if you really want something bad enough, you'll find the money. You'll make the money happen. But niggas we act broke as shit when it comes to some important shit. But we don't act shit if Frankie Beverly in town.
Yeah, I just think the urban community.
I'm just saying in general, a lot of us when it's something we really want and care about, nigga, we'll find some money for that shit.
All right, we will.
It's
That's
real.
anybody though, yeah. That's
niggas be like a G, and niggas will find 1,000 nigga to go see Beyonce.
This is the thing.
I'm not paying no $1,000.
I'm not doing that.
$10 for my campaign, and we like, I don't know about that $10, my nigga. I'm cool.
I'm not paying
like,
no $1,000 to see no
I need
Beyonce.
gas right now.
That's a house note.
Man, boy, but I'm saying though,
That's
a lot of
That's
motherfuckers
taxes.
on my Instagram, I be seeing Beyonce up close. Like, damn, y'all had bread for that shit. But if a motherfucker got a little t-shirt business and you like, hey man, my shirts is $10. Could you buy?
I feel you. I do feel you on
like
that.
business? They be like $10. Damn, nigga. For a shirt.
$20 for a shirt? What you doing? How long it's gonna last?
But that's what I'm saying. And just like a motherfucker be like, hey man, I got a podcast. You know, I'm trying to buy this little fucking whatever for my podcast, man. Could you just shoot me like $5 or $10, you know, to help support my brand? And niggas will look at you like $10 is some crazy amount of money.
Or how about this? Just share it. That's all I need you to do is listen and share it. Can you listen and share it?
Hey, you can't buy that shit.
You can't do that either? Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying though, like niggas, and we all know because we all got a platform. We got a friend that asked to get on the podcast and they never heard the motherfucker.
Right?
Wow, man. I can hear with that every week.
Let me get on your show.
I deal with that shit all the time. There's people that came on my shit and they'll be like, what are you talking about on here? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not about to give you no rundown. I'm about to let you look how you look, and it is what it is. Like, I'm not, no. Fuck
if you gotta ask me what I be saying, I'm not putting you on my shit. Whenever niggas tell me they funny and they want to get on my shit, get the no. Fuck no.
Hey, bro, give me on. Hey, no.
Man,
it's nothing funny about it. But if you watch Dolomite shit, it's not
fucking comedy.
About what he's saying.
It's not at all. But
why would I actually get on that platform?
Yeah, I do not have a funny show. So when niggas tell me that shit, I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, if you don't have something that you honestly feel like will help my listeners, you're not getting on my show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not putting nobody on my show that's not trying to help my listeners because my show is not for entertainment, my nigga. Like,
I get you.
I know for 2021, I better be on your show.
Huh?
I said, I know for 2021, I better be on your show.
Yeah, you will. Soon. Especially
all these shows.
Because like
women can only come on my show once a month, man. It's not for y'all.
Man, you better have me on your show.
I love the women I know, but it's a man cave. Listen, let me explain.
I'm messing with you. I know. I'm messing with you. I'm joking.
My platform is set up for men, right? For us to get off our shit because we don't have a platform.
True.
Oh, Dale, we just playing with you. Keep your
Dale, you know I don't want to.
Yeah, and see, me, I just learned how to use StreamYard, so now I can start having guests. Because honestly, that's what stopped me from having a lot of guests. Like, if you can't literally come to the Boom Boom Room in person, I wasn't nobody on my show. But like,
that's how I was. I didn't like Zoom. But look at this pandemic; it made me adapt.
You got to. You got to do something.
Shit out now. So. Yeah, like I'm gonna be having guests because I just had Rosie on my show, so yeah, I'm gonna start having y'all.
But y'all,
I can't make it. You know, I'm gonna share my ass off. I'm good for that.
Yeah, and I love having female guests though on some real shit because I feel like it's necessary. Like the reason I did that episode, the love letter to the black woman, is because like I listen to a lot of podcasts and the brothers been shitting on our women, and
I know. Thank you for pointing that out.
Thank you for being honest about that.
I've been seeing that too.
Like I don't like it. Like as much as I'm a man too, and you know, yeah, nigga, we got shit that women do to piss us off too. But it's like, come on, my nigga. Like it's literally sounding like niggas is gay at this point. Like, niggas don't like
anti-black women.
Don't like women.
But see, even with my platform, right? I let it be known before the camera even come on. We not none of the bashing shit. It's all about what is the solution. What the fuck are we gonna do different to change this?
Wait, Dale, hold on. I gotta call you out real quick.
Call me out for what?
Cause last time you did a live and I stopped by. You let somebody.
Oh boy, man, I can't get.
You let somebody come on there and say some f shit about me, and you gonna make me cuss because you let him say some stuff, and I don't care. It's not even about you defending me. I wouldn't even trip on that part because I can stick up for myself. But you slipped in a cosign that I was like, when I went back, listen. You sent me the cosign, and I was like, "Oh, motherfucker!" Like, you serious?
When I asked the question,
no, you said, "Yeah, that sound like pain." I was like, "What?" Go back and
hey, check it out. It's two other guys on here. I'm assuming that what's his name? What's his name?
No,
I don't know his name. Whatever his name is, they go back and forth all the time. So in my defense, I figure they close. You know more about her than I do. So he's explaining this conversation. I was like, damn, what you saying? It sounds like it come from a pain area. Like that's what my response was.
No, that was
Get out of here, man. Johnny, you're more than welcome to pull up because see, I got something special for you, and we gonna keep on. The day you become report on Friday.
Because when I went boy show, that nigga tried to act like we was finna shit on Donnie. Because remember when I went on that nigga show and he was like, "This is for Donnie, this is," and I'm like, I'm not coming on nobody's show to say nothing negative about black women.
You're a clout chaser, man. I tell that all the time.
Yeah, like I'm that's never gonna be something you gonna hear coming out of my mouth. I got a black mom.
I think that's the only man I ever threatened in my whole entire life. The only man I ever threatened that I would whoop his ass in my whole entire life. And it's still like that on site.
God damn. Hey, Janae's so sweet. I don't know.
That's why
so I said if I get like this on site.
He makes you go left because he's so disrespectful. But I'm not saying names right now because that's not what you're about. But I am putting up on your
probably watching.
Hey, whenever y'all ready, man. I gotta figure out how to get Dolomite on mine because the way I'm set up now, it's hard for me to. I would actually probably go and have to get a TV and have him how I used to do it, where he'll be on the TV and people can hear him. Because mine, the way I got it set up now is it's a live audience, so people really be sitting in the background while I'm recording now. Yeah. So I have to feed more into the people that are there than the people in the comments. Like I might grab a comment here or there, but it's
I've been trying to work on that too, like for this TV behind me to be able to get my this month because you know you can see it good and shit. But we're gonna figure it out.
We're gonna figure all this out.
Figure it out. We're gonna be all right.
2021 is about to be an explosive year for I'm projecting that for all of us. 2021 is going to be an explosive year, no matter what happens. I don't care what Biden does or doesn't do. I'm glad Trump is out. You know, death to the clown. Let him go to jail. It's about time. But anyway, with all that being said, I do love y'all energy. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming on our show. One by one, I want everyone to know where they can find you and what's next for you. And I'm going to start with, of course, my ladies first, Miss Janae.
Hey guys, so I am Janae from Confessions from Red Couch, where we talk about all things improving the relationship with yourself so you don't take your trash to others because no one wants your unresolved issues. I am super excited. I do an episode on Mondays, which is just 5 minutes on the Red Couch where I give self-care tips. And then the full podcast comes out on Wednesday nights, both at 7 p.m., where I have guests on the Wednesday nights. Also, December 15th. Is the official day that the book, The Journey Back to Loving Yourself, will be published and ready to buy. So be looking out for that.
Okay.
Can't wait. All right. I'm going to go reverse order from when I started. So, Dale.
Oh, man. You can find me on The Man Cave with Del P on Facebook. I'm getting back to The Man Cave on my Instagram. I don't really care to do all this live stuff, but I have to. So it's some shit I got brewing that I'm gonna start doing with Instagram. So like me and Dolomite or me and Scrap can kind of hit the one-on-one because it's some stuff that I want to do that adds to the Man Cave, but it's in the works. But anybody that's in Houston can always come sit in on a Friday night or hit me up in the DMs if you want to join the show. Donnie is like anticipating this moment. Me and Janae gonna eventually figure out how to we've been struggling for like the last 6 months.
But we got it. We're going to get it. We're going to get it
together. But yeah, you can catch me on my Instagram. It's at Man Cave with Del P. And Facebook is Man Cave with Del P.
All right. And Mr. Young Dolomite.
At Too Much Game Podcast on Instagram. My personal Instagram page is at Uncle Dolomite. Since I keep getting banned from that motherfucker.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that, bro. We talked about that.
Yeah, they They be banning me and shit.
You be wildin'.
I got banned from Facebook, so I'm not even on there no more. I got banned.
You banned on Facebook?
Banned.
Dude, he's y'all.
I told you very colorful, Dolomite, but
Nah.
not ready for your
Hey.
I didn't
Free my nigga Dolomite.
I didn't even get to jail. They didn't even let me go to jail. Like, you know how you usually go to Facebook jail first? Do not.
No. Get out of
it. Nah, nigga. No jail for you, buddy.
Like, $200.
Yeah, nigga. They was judge, jury, and executioner right in the middle of the street. I ain't get due process. I got straight to the ban. So
right now they can only find you on Instagram.
Yeah. And my podcast is on all streaming platforms. So whatever streaming platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple, Podbean, literally whatever, Google, all that shit. I'm on everything. So, find me on all streaming platforms, Too Much Game Podcast. I'm also on YouTube. So if you on YouTube and you want to see me sip orange juice out of a fucking champagne glass, I'm on YouTube too. Even though I'm a funny nigga, it's not a comedy show. So don't think I'm gonna be on there telling jokes and shit. I'm
at all
real shit.
I told y'all that's why I fuck with him.
Well, that's why you know what though, but that might be funny. Like seriously, when I watch your stuff, I be just over here a hee because
he be like, dead serious.
Yeah,
that's what makes it funny. He be like, you know what, y'all some punk ass motherfuckers. And that's just what it is.
Yeah, I'm anti bitch ass nigga on my show.
Yeah, it's like watching Pops or something.
I'll be like, y'all, if you know a bitch ass nigga, just be like, hey man, you should listen to this podcast. Don't call him a bitch ass nigga. Just be like, man, listen to Too Much podcast. I think this will help you out a lot. Exercise the demon of bitch ass niggas. If you have a nigga who that got negative views of black women, he is a bitch ass nigga. And you should suggest my show to him.
Trust me, I would, but I think they already watch. So,
damn.
No, okay. So with that being said, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me backtrack because I didn't give everybody a chance to say their last words, and I like to hear y'all last final thoughts. So, again, reverse order. Young Dolomite, what's your final thoughts on the state of America, the aftermath?
Whatever, just be the change that you want to see, honestly.
That's
like the president ain't gonna save us, he's not gonna help us, and he's also not gonna hurt us. So everything that you want to see done, do what you want to see done, and you'll see change, at least in the small area of influence that you have.
Okay, I agree. Go ahead, Mr. Dale P.
Hey, know your worth. Your price is your price.
Look at you. Okay. Miss Janae.
Deal with your traumas, love yourself. And I agree with what everybody says. Nobody's going to save you. So you have to do the work to save yourself.
All right.
And what about your scrap?
Just because this election is finally over with, don't think that everything's just, it's a big relief. You still got to put in the footwork, the groundwork, and do, what makes your life better. Don't depend on this, to help you, succeed in life, man. You still got to do everything yourself, regardless of who in office, wherever. And for everybody who always just think that voting always just deal with presidency, with the president, it doesn't. Locally, state, that's where it truly benefits us at. That's where we can really make our changes at. And I hope people get more involved into looking at that instead of just always depending on just the president and only focus on that.
All right, and for me, it's like I said, I'm playing a game of wait and see. I'm glad he's out. I wanted him to come out because he wasn't benefiting the country as a whole. And so, but at the same time now, I'm waiting to see what Biden does. I'm waiting to see, how Kamala stuff. I'm waiting to see, and then I will give them their due flowers. But I am willing to give them that chance because I feel like we needed a desperate change. And yes, it was a lesser of two evils for me. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, I want to let y'all know though, just in case somebody want to cut up the t-shirts, stand down before these hands stand up. I don't know if y'all can get them, but it will be posted later. It's available on Brother Sister Keeper. That's BSK131.com. And we are taking a hiatus until 2021, so we won't be having any more of our shows, but you might see us on some guest shows. I don't know. But in 2021, we'll come back with a different format. We want guests to sign up. We want to hear from you. We want to talk to you, other podcast hosts, anybody. So we have created a form. It's on our page. All you have to do is go on that, click the link in our bio to sign up to be one of our guests. And I'll reach out to you to coordinate a date that works for both of us. So 2021, we trying to really reach out and get into the community. So that's how you want to get on the show. That's how you do it. Okay.
One more thing. And I want to thank y'all for being on here. And I like when we be having, these different panels, with different guests, because it'd be a lot of stuff that everybody be talking about. Even though I be a little informed, y'all have way more knowledge than I do on it. And I gain a lot by listening to y'all. And I just want to say thank y'all for being on the show. And then even if y'all listening who have been on the show in the past, thank y'all too, because I get a lot of information from a lot of y'all. And that's why I be sitting back listening a lot, because y'all be having some interesting things, interesting views that, that I didn't see until I hear y'all opinions on a lot of these things. So.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So last but not least, people tune in to the recap. That is the one-on-one with me, my personal opinion and overall take on today's episode. That's Mondays at 7 p.m. Anybody is welcome to jump on. Del P.
Oh, I'm coming.
Young B, Renee. Anybody is welcome to jump on and speak your last piece if you want to, but that will be this Monday, 7 p.m. I was doing a personal, more so trying to speak to my ladies uplifting segment that was on Thursdays, but I'm moving that date and I'm changing that format as well. But it will be back for 2021. But that's mostly geared to my Black ladies, because like y'all said earlier, I don't know what's going on with Black men right now, but too many of them are shitting on us and trying to bring us down and tear us down.
Man, bitch ass niggas.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever it is, though, it's bad because they're our bitch ass niggas. That's what's bad about it. Like,
yeah,
to lack of a better, from where he's saying, I'm gonna just be more nicer on my end and just be like, it's just her little boy struggling, man.
That's
bitch
true.
Don't deserve niceness.
No, and I get that.
It's her little boy
rejected.
But it doesn't take away from the fact that our little girls are hearing this. Our grown women are hearing, like, this is getting into our psyche. So like I said, I created that little 20 minutes with me more so as a therapeutic space for Black women. For women, period, but for Black women, because I'm like, we need someone speaking into us that's speaking life, uplifting us. Yeah, speaking life and telling us what our worth really is. And it's not in a man.
Nope.
At all.
Or a man's opinion.
Especially not a bitch ass nigga.
At all.
That part.
So until next time, ladies and gents, I can't wait to collab with y'all again. But like I said, let 2021 be our explosive year. All right.
Absolutely.
Drop your diamonds.
Bye.